Hi, give me a second to find the feed. We have a lot to talk about with this energy and our solar plexus and what's going on. I'll wait till people get on here. I don't know if I'm gonna do a real feed today. I have to think about it. But I had to get on this one. Good morning. I'm waiting for a couple people to get on here. I'm sharing the video out. I'm kind of half asleep today. I was like that yesterday anyways. I wasn't feeling the energy for Reiki yesterday. I just wasn't feeling it. So I did my videos and I felt like just because of probably the Mercury going direct, it creates this weird energy pull that I can always feel real crazy when we have planets coming in and out of retrograde. But I'm really Mercury influenced. I have my moon in Gemini in my birth chart. So I'm probably real Mercury influenced, but I felt a little bit like the energy feels stuck. I know it's not, and it's really moving crazier, but it creates that kind of effect. So I get to have a real fun chat because I put up a video of the police coming to my house on YouTube, and there were like over 400 comments in my Reiki group, so I'm just gonna go ahead and talk about it. It fits my theme perfectly anyways, because I was talking on my video yesterday about the same thing basically in a different kind of way. Control dramas, and it really fits in with clearing our solar plexus and what's going on. When I did that body graph quiz in our Reiki group, almost every person in that group got that their path this life was to work on their solar plexus. It is a chakra I never work on. Me too, I'm supposed to be working on it. It is one of the chakras I'm never working on. You guys know I have a huge focus on usually like third eye, heart chakra, sacral. Those are my favorites to be helping people with. But as empaths, we're learning in that chakra. Any of those empath, narcissist, control dramas, those are learning in that chakra. The thing is that humanity is at a third dimensional level until you awaken. You're going to be on your first 3 chakras. So each chakra correlates with the density. They're also anchors for what dimensions you can access. So most of humanity is on their first 3 chakras. We are seeing a lot play out. Now I get an update because I'm getting updates on the riot situations involving the EU. I'm real up to date on what's going on politically and stuff like that. Usually not by choice. So we see that in France that the firemen are quitting their jobs, that we have a lot of kind of uprising, and it doesn't surprise me because you're seeing these control dramas play out. So it kind of fits with this energy. We need to remember that the solar plexus, I have to keep saying sacral, the solar plexus is also a link between here and the 4th dimensional astral planes too. We're dealing with 4th dimensional entities in a lot of the cases that are running these systems, that are doing dark work through people, things like that. These are usually 4th dimensional entities with a serious interest in that chakra. You can look at if you had any kind of those relationships with the narcissist empath drama, that you were probably sought out and targeted, and love was used to infiltrate you in your life. It really happens a lot to light workers. You would be shocked at the amount it happens to just every average person too. Like 90% of humanity has had an experience of that kind of some sort. So I took the day off yesterday. I wasn't feeling the energy anyways. I'm real tuned in, right? The day off. And the cops came to the house with no arrest warrant and no warrant to enter my house. And you could tell they were like by the door because they did not have permission to come in my house. And they were real shady. They told me that I watched too much American television when I was asking them, where's your paperwork? They told me that they don't need paperwork and that they are entering my house under an act of the crown and that they don't need papers. And then they said that they were doing that through a crown court, but it was really funny that on video they told me that this would not be a crown court case though. So how are you using that act to enter my house if it's a magistrate court case? That's my question. And it's something I have to film because it would make you... I'm gonna get into this, but it would make you real angry if you could see the Akashics of everyone's records involved, because I've spent a lot of time. This was an event that I was prepared for, that I knew would happen a couple months ago. I saw it all, I was prepared for it, and I was the one who advised my husband not to go do the police's interview at all. Like, don't talk to them. We have a right to not speak. If there's no crime being committed, we have a right to not speak to the police. And so we knew this would happen, that could be an ultimate thing that they could try to do. I mean, it kind of takes balls on their part when they don't have any grounds for it. So I was aware that they could play it out like that. I was like, don't even worry about it at all, because they can't hold you at all if they were to do that. So I wouldn't stress about it. So he was home like immediately after. I would say excessive force was being used, considering that there was no cause for an arrest. And, you know, they didn't know I was filming at the door. Every time they've ever interacted with him, they go for his phone and try to take his camera. So they were not aware that they were being filmed when they were being assholes by the door and slamming his head into the wall and stuff. You know, typical UK cops. They conveniently said they lost the body cam footage, even though on video 2 cops told me they had their body cam footage on and they were recording. They had already lost it by the time he made it to the police station. There's a lot of laws that were broken involving his case. And I say, good job to the government. They're playing mediation over a divorce, right? A nasty divorce. This is what it's all about. And good job playing mediators, right? Way to fucking make things a million times worse, right? Then they go to play mediator for family court, divorce kind of stuff. Way to go, government. They're doing a great job. I told the cops that guy, and I was talking to the one who was slamming his head into the wall on video, and I said, don't you dare go home feeling like you're a fucking hero after this. Like, cause they go ahead, these people committing war crimes and being assholes at their cop jobs, they go home feeling like a motherfucking hero at the end of the day. And I was like, you better not go feeling like that, like seriously. And the guy was staring at the fucking floor, the wall, anywhere but me when I was talking. I had to remind my friends too that when I raised my voice, and I showed a kid this before, that when I raise my voice and talk to people, I don't care if it's police or who it is, with my energy, I pretty much have the ability to stop time, so like all focus is on me too. Let's see, I think I covered just about everything. I was just kind of horrified. I was inevitable. Me and Vanessa knew that my mission would collide with the police here. We all knew that. We make jokes about it. It was inevitable, and maybe that's what is needed. I am someone who can move mountains in my own path. I'm aware that I guess the police are stalking me online too. I was like, good, I hope they see that I'm a badass light worker too, when they're looking at who I am now too. Like, so this was something I was very prepared for. I did a lot of deep healing since I've got here. And, this is something that, you know, I already cried about 2 months ago when I was informed of how this whole thing would play out, and that I was getting ready for a very serious legal battle. And, you need to understand that I do know the laws. They were acting like I just don't know the laws because I'm American, and I grew up in a very legal family, and my sister is a judge too, and I know the laws more than good. That's the problem. They have the same system as they would have on the East Coast of the United States, which is a magistrate type of system. It's not much different. It kind of operates the same. Hi, Tony. The cops came. I'm just kind of clearing it up before I move on to solar plexus stuff, but this is perfect. And you know he created this with his mind. So, you know he created this with his mind. You know this, that we have more power over this reality. So anyways, it was great for me. I'm sitting here complaining I'm getting bored on my videos, right? Yesterday, I'm kind of bored today. I'm kind of bored today on my video. I will tell you that just fucking shot me to lucidity so fast, standing there and witnessing all that. It really did. And I'm trying to wake up all week long in the dream state, and I'm playing lucid dream. I keep telling you guys this, right? I'm doing a lot of dream work, and I'm practicing waking up there. And the universe has informed me, maybe I want to practice waking up here instead of trying to wake up in our dream and become lucid there. We need to be doing that here. So it really took me to lucidity real fast. Definitely leveling up over here. Expanded awareness, like super fast, doing that interaction. Most people, they came to the door first. I didn't get it on video. And they said, we're going to give you another chance to come with us for an interview. And, you know, like I advised him, he said, no, thank you. And then they arrested him, and I can't believe they did anyway. But I knew they would. He's kind of creating it. Me and Tony know. So, they did. Most people are real fast to comply with police. That's why they show videos of cops shooting people all over American TV too, because then it creates kind of a fear that you will listen to the police or you might get shot and things like that. They're kind of like planting those seeds around him. You know, the Matrix. They do not like non-compliance. They don't like when you won't play their game and you won't do what they say. You know that. Non-compliance. So I'm doing my usual smoking weed too when they came to the door. Right? I'm doing my usual, we all knew this would happen anyway, that I would collide with them. I had zero fucking fear, I'll tell you that. I have zero fear over this situation. So maybe he still has a lot of fear because he's clearly creating it, but I have zero fear with it. I'm not doing anything wrong, I could care less. So, whatever, it's good. We're taking back our power from the cops too. Yeah, don't be afraid to call them out on their bullshit. I actually laughed at the cop too when he said we only came to arrest him because we couldn't confirm it was him we were emailing. And I actually laughed on camera. I was like, you're fucking lying. You knew it was him. That's why you came to arrest you. Like, I actually did laugh because they lied 3 times to me. The guy at the door says, we do have a warrant. We're going to give it to you after. And then they were like, we don't need papers. And them like, it was just over the top. Hi, Tony. So don't think that you can be married. I'm going to use this for the empaths. Don't think that you can be married to someone or learning with someone or in a personal relationship or living with your family and not have their karma collide with you on some level. This is why we're getting rid of toxic people that are not learning and leveling up, that are kind of bad for us. So you can't think that you could be married to someone or dating someone and living in the same house and not have their lessons impacting you. While that lesson may have impacted me, I noticed there were many cops here. Clearly, our lessons are colliding, right? And, you know, I never question where I'm led as a light worker and how I'm needed or being used, ever. Like, I said that a long time ago. They're like, you can't say this on feed there, or you will go to UK prison. And I was like, listen, if the universe intends for me to be used in that way, I could care less. He's fine. Don't encourage him playing the victim over the cop situation, though. I do not condone that either, seriously. Don't play the victim to the circumstances you create. I can't condone that either. That does not mean I do not have empathy or compassion for the situation. I've done so much healing work and digging around in his Akashic, and it's just crazy. Oh yeah, I used to say to my, even when I was asleep, that if your neighbor has bad karma and you're having tea over there, their house could burn down and you could be in it. So, I forgot to mention free will. I was on the spot. I was more concerned about the weed smell upstairs with the cops walking all upstairs. I did close the bedroom door though, but I was more focused on other stuff. So he hid my weed too when the cops came. So when they were here, I was picking up all that energy in this room, and I was feeling like fucking intense anxiety and adrenaline off of the cops. It was like this adrenaline charge going through my body. It was insane. So they leave, and I'm like, I gotta smoke some weed. Okay, well, he hit my weed. I did like you don't even know me. You know I would ransack the entire kitchen for it, right? So I looked everywhere downstairs. I couldn't find it. In a minute, I lost my weed and my husband. It took me like 2 hours to remember I even had a vape. Oh look, we have pee on here. I'm clearing up the carp drama so that we can move on to the solar plexus, but it really fits in with this perfectly, because I said, what happens when the cops wake up? I sent them a magic spell to wake up every cop that was in this house, too. Like, I hope they have a rapid awakening after colliding with me. I was like, you need to wake up. Alarm clock, wake up, right? Your prison planet job is not worth it. Like, seriously. So, we see a lot of people are doing ego-type jobs. If you are very concerned with success, with the material, it can affect your solar plexus. There's other things. Taking on emotions of others, that's a big thing. I just took on every cop's emotion in this house. They have pure, like, anxiety, adrenaline, energy too, right? We're absorbing everyone's energy. Everyone has a frequency. If it's in your space, if you're around it in the matrix, you're absorbing it. A lot of times people are taking on these feelings as their own. They could be around someone and pick up all this sadness and go home and be depressed and not understand it's not even coming from them. That's why salt baths are really good for our solar plexus. Also mastering your empathy, right? We need to become empowered empaths, not the pushover, you know, will allow control drama type. We need to be empowered in what we're doing too. This is a chakra about action. It also governs the liver. The liver is your connection to the etheric, aka the astrals, right? This chakra connects to the other dimensions and things like that. So you guys should be feeling a pull to get into action with your lives. Well, I told my husband that anything that I tell people, I pull from their akashics. So when I talk to people, usually it has some kind of deep meaning to them. Usually it has some kind of deep meaning to them. I also have a crazy energy, and I was real loud just to make things more confusing and crazy. I was like yelling like 50 times words your warrant because I was informed by my guides they did not have one. So I was real loud on purpose. It just generates more confusion in the situation too. Yeah, in the US, they would be like, let me see your ID so I can run your name too. But in the UK, they already have my file here. They already know who I am and what kind of TV I'm watching. I told my husband I'm not shocked because I feel like I'm dealing with fourth dimensional astral entities that can see us all the time anyway. People that don't understand our lives are kind of like an open book. I don't care. I'm into transparency. I'm doing my light worker job over here. So, we are working on our solar plexuses with this energy. This is making people feel emotion much more deeply for the first time ever. Sorry, those cops are just feeling emotion for the first time in a lifetime too. So don't think that just because people are not as consciously aware of the process that they're not feeling the same ascension type symptoms. So people are not understanding how to deal with feelings. I turned on one of Francisco's videos yesterday, and I gotta get to the best part of the story. I forgot to throw this in there. So when the cops came, I was watching that lady's video that just talked shit about me and Francisco. I went to turn it on because I wasn't working. Literally, I clicked this Facebook feed on, and that second, the cops knock on the door. I mean, I'm not saying this video is like a porthole to hell or anything, but it really might be. Alright, so Francisco, I turn on his live, and he is talking about pharmaceuticals and how people are using them to mask emotions. That when you're on alcohol, like people have a rough day, they're like, I need a drink, right? To mask these emotions. People are on pills, antidepressants, they make you not feel things. Any other kind of medication is going to affect how you feel things, your nervous system, and everything. So, you know, people are just starting to learn how to deal with processing emotions, and there's so many flying around. So we're picking up a lot more emotions. People are beginning to have this empathy and compassion for the first time in a long time because, like I said, they're going to progress up to the fourth dimension, which is all about love, compassion, oneness. That kind of situation hurts my heart chakra. It lights up my whole skin too because it's all about separation, conflict, in the third dimension, good and evil, right? We got light and dark, all the dynamics. It's like we need to lower your frequency fast. So it really hurts my heart chakra because I am someone who is a messenger of the law of one. I'm trying to teach it here. I'm trying to have people understanding that we are one and that if you harm another person, that it just harms you and you get the same thing back. And we need to break these chains that are holding humanity. It's important to remember that there are real people behind these systems doing their jobs. I was talking about what happens when the police and the government have their spiritual awakenings. How will that change the dynamics around here? So, a lot of people in other countries are saying that our political servants, we'll say political servants, servants of the systems, that it's not worth the paycheck. We see firefighters and police officers quitting their jobs and things like that. We know that, you know, I had a doctor that was prescribing psychiatric medications, and I collided with him and had some real talks about cancer and holistic healing and things like that, and Reiki and things I'm into, and he ended up having some type of spiritual awakening and quitting his job. the people prescribing these medications and enforcing these systems are not going to be compliant with that anymore. So we're going to see these protests amp up. This moon we got a lot of fire energy. It makes people angry. People get angry when they're being treated unjustly and laws are being broken, and then they come with you with some bullshit crown act to try to come in your house just to harass you. like they have so many laws, they'll just try to pick one just to try to, like, you didn't do anything and harass you, and people are getting angry. We can see the streets filling in other countries with protesters and people who have had enough, but they're not understanding this isn't the way that it will play out. This isn't how it will happen. So, we're going to ride this energy wave. Oh yeah, we got crazy energy anomalies hitting the planet today. It's probably why I'm starting to feel better. Channel some energy out. So if you guys are feeling like low energy, or you're feeling like you can't move, or Ascension symptoms, try to move around more, try to get outside, get some fresh air. Oh yeah, after the cops left, I took my frustration out in a positive way. I cleaned the floors all downstairs, like by hand, real good with lemony stuff. And I did a real good job cleaning and saging. And I got taught how to do a free will override, and I kind of suck at the things I'm learning and putting them into videos. So, you know, I forgot to mention free will too when they were here. The second they left, of course, I thought of it. But trust me on this, I will call on the entire fucking universe and it will hear me. So, I made it known that, you know, I want my husband back. It's against my free will for them to take him and jack him up. And I swear to God, he came back like 10 minutes later. We can do free will overrides. This is a battle between our free will and destiny right now, where the karma that is tying humanity here has secured them into a set destiny, a set fate, where everyone's lives are already orchestrated and planned out, right? We made these life plans and we're locked in. We can override that. We have free will to do whatever we want here, so that seemed to work really good. I was informed I was doing some type of free will override too, which we can do. It worked real good. So I had the house nice and saged and he walked right back in. So we have more control. Like I said, I have to observe from far away with his lessons. I am, like I said, a girl that can come move mountains when I feel compelled, and I can offer my assistance healing. But everyone has to do their lessons. If you think you're going to get married and your husband or wife can do your lessons for you, would never happen. That's the problem with a lot of empath victim mentality, that people are expecting a guy or a chick to do their lessons and solve their problems of, you know, whatever situation they're going through. So I try to watch from far away. I try to observe from far away. But it was only a matter of time before they collided with me anyway. It was good for me anyway. I'm doing solar plexus healing. I'm working on taking back my power. It really helps you level up too. I think we need more wake-up calls in this matrix. A lot of people don't understand that these are like wake-up calls. Here's your alarm clock, wake up. They will take you to more lucidity. So a lot of people are going through these experiences. I'm seeing them on the Facebook feed, hard lessons. We're closing out this year. Look at it like your midterms, finals. So a lot of people are going to get hit with their final exam this month. Just like little kids in school. I've been asking to turn up the speed on my Ascension, to turn up the dial. A lot of people ask, can you turn down these frequencies? Can you turn down the energy when they can't handle it, or they're having Ascension symptoms? I live and breathe Ascension is all I work on. So I've been asking the universe to turn up my experiences too. We can do that. We can level up at our pace around here and learn at our pace. If you guys are having a hard time with the energies, your guides will turn them down for you and slow down your Ascension and help you out in that way. But I'm trying to speed mine up. So, I told him to think about good things. He'll just self-destruct and create some shitty experience when he goes to court too, but he really needs to stay positive, because you don't understand, once you're conscious, you are becoming lucid in this dream, and you can control it in every way with your mind. And you know what? If you have an unbalanced solar plexus, you're going to have a more crazy mind, like thoughts, racing mind. So when your solar plexus is balanced, you can actually really control your thoughts a lot better. We had to learn how to control our entire reality and the experiences that we're drawing to us with our thoughts and what we're putting out the vibrations for. Ears ringing. If it's your right ear, it might be a dragon. Hi, Pete. Oh, I got it live on YouTube. I said I like to document my experiences in my life. I'm going to have a much funner Akashic to look back on with all my video footage too. I had to document my crazy experience. They're real racist against Americans too. They told me I watch too much American TV and that just because I'm American I don't know the laws and all this bullshit. They're really racist in the UK. Against women too. Against women. Many nationalities. They really embrace Islam here too. That should tell you a lot about it. They're programming, right? They really embrace it. I have a friend moving here in our group. She's in our group. From Jordan. Yeah, she'll get her visa, no problem. She'll have a much easier time moving here than me as an American too. Francisco, I said I turned on, I'm not gonna say her name. I'm not into her. I'm not like her. I put on her video. Swear to God, I'm in the upstairs. I just smoked a joint. It smelled like Halloween. And I turned on her video and I'm standing there like in the doorway. And I hear the knock at the door, but you know I knew it was the cops before. I had to go answer it before I knew it was the cops. And I swear to God, it was the craziest timing. Like, I turn on her video, and the fucking cops show up. Porthole to hell. Watch what you're watching. Be careful whose feeds you're watching and what kind of video content you're turning on. It can affect your experiences more than you know. Television. Swear. Yeah. So, I saw a lot of, like, concerned comments all over my feed. I got this. I got this. Like, I'm already so prepared for anything that's going to happen in my path. I was prepared for that months ago. That I already knew what I'm in for. And I'm always cool. Like, if you know me, I'm always really good. So, I see why I didn't feel like working yesterday, because it probably wouldn't have been good if I was trying to do, like, you know, spiritual work in the middle of that. It probably wouldn't have been so hot for me trying to do spiritual work for it. So I staged the house real good. I took my usual salt bath, you know, just to get rid of any vibrations. But I'm telling you that if you even walk in this house, you're going to get blasted with the most high frequency energy. I'm always just trying to raise my vibe and this house's vibration. Like, I'm always, you know, doing spiritual stuff. You probably walk in this house and it's straight violet flame. I had someone scan my house for my electronic devices to do some some magic on the frequencies being put out from my electronic devices. And when they scanned this house, they were like, oh my God, your whole house is lit up in the violet flame. And I'm always about making this energy real spiritual. You could tell that it made the cops very uncomfortable being in this house and talking to me all crazy, level crazy. It was awesome because I got to play level 500 on the cops, which I love. It's real empowering too, right? Level 500 on the cops. If you understand the bullshit that I put up with everything I'm doing on my mission for humanity and that I'm a freedom fighter, it is what I'm about. Yeah, TV and porn can open portals. Porn too, I'm sorry, yes, because it's sexual energy. Sexual energy of any kind is going to open portals. I always say, if you're having low frequency sex, it's going to open up the lower spiritual gateways to hell, right? If you're having enlightened sex and out of love with open heart chakras, it will open up portals for ascended masters and angels and things like that. I did the call on 1,000 angels thing too yesterday. Call in 1,000 angels, right? Too. I definitely called in the entire fucking universe, and it definitely heard me back. Know that the universe is always hearing you, and that you can call on the things that you need, and that as a light worker, you will be responded to and taken care of on these missions. I'm gonna smoke a little more weed. So I have like 1,000 comments about, you should see I never get views on my YouTube channel anyway. You guys know I just really don't even do a lot of YouTube videos anymore. I just put my lives on there. So I had like the most views ever on the cop video with all these comments saying that it seemed like a dark force thing with dark and light watching it, and all these over the top comments. I have more views on the cop video. So I'm just processing everything over here, but it goes so perfect because I was talking about cops on my feed yesterday and what happens when the cops wake up. And then, you know, we have this little targeted attack on my light worker husband. When they have a fucking bad divorce from a love bite, their job isn't to make it worse and to make it level drama all over the place, right? They're supposed to be making things better with their little court systems and things like that. They will just use these circumstances to make it so much worse too. They feed on that shitty energy. And then they feel like heroes. And they all go home feeling like heroes. The people that committed the worst war crimes are always labeled like fucking heroes in the military, right? They go home with this false sense of, I am a police officer, I am a hero, right? While they go do this stuff, crimes against humanity. But it's okay because the law says it's okay. I was trying to give them a reality check. Like, you know this isn't morally right, right? I don't give a fuck what your laws say. At some point, we may need to reassess these laws if they're not aligning with what we feel is morally right around here, too. Like, I could give a fuck about their Crown Act that says they can come in anyone's house on the island, seriously. I could care less, like, for real. So, I don't think that these systems are aligned with the best interest of humanity right now. I just think they're about hella cash. That's all they care about, is getting more and more cash out of humanity. Their wars, what are they spending this money on? Wars, separation, political drama, right? Their job, I suppose, is to maintain public spaces like the roads, and to kind of run things on a day-to-day basis like that. But you'll see all the roads are falling in. I said we could be living in a place like beautiful like Atlantis around here, and look what humanity has built. Look at some of these cities, because you know the last one I was living in was falling in. Falling in. We could be living in beautiful places. We're living in these human ghettos. So we see a lot of people frustrated though, but we know that's not the way to go. I always make a joke that if you want to fight these systems, you get handcuffed like pee and taken to jail, and that you really won't get far trying to play their little entity games and things like that. I said I always wanted to interview a sergeant on my videos anyway, right? I got to chat with the sergeant, the boss of all the cops, came to deal with me because I was screaming about warrants, and he came to smooth it over with me because he knew he was full of shit and didn't have cause or reason. Hi, Lynn. I'm sending good vibes. I'm real high vibe. I see why I wasn't going to work yesterday. I'm trying to decide. I'm not going to do my real video like today. I think I'm just going to chill and process, because you can tell I'm always like level crazy when I'm on camera purging all this bullshit out. It's not my intention to create drama, if you know me, right? When the cops came here, they're clearly entering a house of real peaceful vibes and chill vibes too. So it's not my intention to bring drama around here. But I think it's good because a lot of people are going through the same experience. Being denied access from their children, these courts being used to do it, and to, you know, join in with whatever manipulation tactics are being used. A lot of courts are being used where they'll just throw every system at their disposal to target people and harass them and things like that. They really don't like my husband because he's been military trained, so he knows the law and he knows these legal systems. You'll notice that the cops don't really know the law when they're talking to me. They really don't know how to deal with people that know the law. That when I told them they needed a warrant to come in my house, they tried to convince me they don't need a warrant and they can do what they want. And that's what they'll do, right? They'll just try to convince you to get your consent. Well, I know they need a warrant. They can't just come in my house. But they'll try to convince you otherwise. They need your compliance, your consent to play their little games. They just try to act like you don't know the law if you try to question them. You know, ego trips. They must not know the law. The Crown said I could. I'm entering under a Crown court that your case isn't even in and won't go. They even told me your case won't go to a Crown court. It's a magistrate court. But we're going to use this Crown Court Act to enter your house. Really? Okay. They were basically, what I heard though when they said that was, this is my job title and I work for the Queen and I can do what I want. I can come in your house if I want. We work for the Crown. This is not America. We work for the Crown and we can do what we want. And it really fits in this alignment. We've been watching all these crazy movies, like TV shows involving England and their history. I read about the Burning Man they would put people in. They would create these wicker fucking prison containers and fill them full of people and burn them alive. And they went around and seized everyone's land and shit. That's how they got all these countries in control of the world. And it was brutal and violent. And crazy when you look at how they attained what they have now and their past history. It's just kind of mind-blowing. It really is. They try to intimidate you because if you're afraid, then you'll comply. They get their compliance out of fear. I have zero fear with this whole situation. Trust me on that. I will stand my ground. I'm queen of the castle now. This is my house. Good luck entering it. Cop, entity, or person included. Good luck storming my castle. I am now queen of this domain. Hi, Nicola. I'm just talking shit about the police that I actually had the nerve to laugh at on camera when they said that we came to arrest him because we could not confirm it was him emailing us. I was like, fucking liars. Liar. Sorry, empath radar. Bullshit. I'm seeing through the bullshit. Yeah, I'm for sure manifesting a crown. My domain is the courtyard, my garden. my whole domain is shut down for the winter, right? This is my domain, the garden. Yeah, these cops think they can do whatever they want. They did slam his head into the wall. I didn't even mention that because I think everyone just saw it. When they came in the house with no warrant and just tried to grab him because he said fuck off no to them when they asked to go to this police station. So... yeah, they try to intimidate you. We work for the crown. We can do what we want. Yeah, well, I have better chance of influencing here as an American because if they wanted to ever arrest me, it would become an embassy international kind of thing. They have more power over their own people, I'll put it that way. That they don't really have a lot of power with me because I'm not from here. I'm not a resident either. If they want to be assholes about my paperwork, technically I'm not even a resident here. So they can do that more to their own people, right? That this is someone born on this island that they think they own and should comply with them. So I already knew that coming here that I could make more of an influence being from an outside system too. So, I'm good. I get hard lessons. You guys should know that about me, right? I've already conquered all my own darkness. Apparently, P has his own stuff he's dealing with. This is stuff that needs to be cleared for Ascension, though. And so, if anyone has any old drama, it's surfacing now. It's going to have to resolve. It's going to have to clear so that humanity can make its ascension. So, in whatever regard, you got to see the big picture with this, that maybe all this is needed. I have complete trust and faith in the universe with it orchestrating whatever I need to do my ascension and my mission. So, this stuff might be needed. I got the ring on. I had it on when the cops came too, and the necklace. So I've been wearing this necklace all week. And extra protection, I usually don't. I'm not into jewelry. I knew I had the ring on too, Nicola. Yeah, with their badge. I had a saying I made up too, I forget. I had like fun cop sayings about their badge, right? You will need to turn your badge in for Ascension. You cannot ascend if you have a badge job. You cannot participate in these separation games and serving the elite. I'm sorry. I know a lot of people think that they can, but after a certain point, you will have to do something that is more alignment with your soul in whatever regard. So I get hard lessons. I've done so much spiritual growth this year that it's awesome though. I'm telling you, that just took me to a new level of lucidity. I was getting awesome downloads. I'm getting awesome. I have been anyway. I'm real tuned in. I knew this months ago. I saw the whole thing anyway about what I was in for with this relationship before I got married. It's one of the reasons that we did get married. I said, you need to marry me before you get arrested. And things like that. So it isn't like I'm not prepared. The universe is always trying to prepare us for what is coming. If you guys are single and you're feeling a pull for love, it's because you're about to be in love. And the universe is always trying to prepare us for what is coming, whether we see the signs or not. It was something I already saw. I'm cool. I'm in for a motherfucking fight against the government until we get weekend visits like normal people with this kid. Yeah, so I'm cool. I'll stand here. Maybe I'll get loud about it on feed. I guess I already have. Like normal people, right? Normal people, the mom and dad can't get along. It doesn't matter. They should be doing some type of mediation visits or whatever the fuck they're meant to be doing for a job. You know that happens a lot in these systems too with parents, with them favoring the mother. And a lot of people go through that too with vindictive chicks that, you know, love bite kind of situations. They think the narcissists, people that come into your life to destroy it, and people go to the courts for assistance, and instead of them doing what's right, they align with the dark because they are dark. And they're on the same team in the third dimension. You need to understand that's a place of light and dark. It's like teams, right? And it's very dualistic kind of thinking. So instead of doing their job and making it better and resolving the situation, they go ahead and step in and make it so much worse. Like, seriously. Like, so much level drama, because they feed on that negativity. They feed on that anxiety. I couldn't even begin to tell you that how that interaction was lighting up my scan with my heart chakra area, and the amount of adrenaline that I was feeling that was not my own running through my body from what the police officers were feeling here in that circumstance with what they're doing. And they can say, we're just doing our job. We're just coming here to enforce a piece of paper. And I said, but step back. Is this situation right over a fucking note to his kid's mom with money saying, can I please see my kid? They're high as fuck. I said there wasn't even any laws broken, or they would have arrested him 2 months ago when it happened. They just kept using it to harass him. And then they acted out on those threats by actually having the balls to arrest him. If they had any cause, they wouldn't have just let him go home like that too. They're assholes for that. So, it can be like a frustrating situation. I tell my husband the best way to deal with it is you need to channel that frustration that you're feeling if you're going through something similar. You need to channel that into something positive. That's what I do for my work. I'm very frustrated. I was one of those kids that got jacked off in these systems bad. And so what happens? I grew up and I became a light worker, a freedom fighter, a voice, an advocate, call it what you want, some type of activist. It's important that I am channeling any frustration that I'm having by the way humanity is into my videos and trying to make positive changes. I tell him he needs to channel that into his music or his art or in some type of positive way. If you're going through something like this, it is so that you can help others in this same place later once you have conquered and mastered this stuff. So a lot of my lessons were coming here and conquering my mother's karma. Ancestral stuff, right? A lot of my learning was centered around that, where my mother had issues she wasn't strong enough to conquer, and I came here and I resolved them and I transmuted that in my DNA, and now I talk to people about that path of getting roped into pharmaceuticals and medications and healthcare and things like that. So now I can use my experience to try to get people off of the toxic medications and the things that they're doing. So in some regard, it's meant to help people. I did not put that video on YouTube for people to be concerned or upset or worried in any regard. I felt like a lot of people had that reaction, like, oh my god, right? Like, oh my god, are they okay? That was not my intent, but we need to video this stuff and get out there what is happening in this world, because these things are not right. Like, that's the first step of awakening too, is when you kind of see what's going on here with these systems. And a lot of people are at a place where they can understand that. They can relate to that, I suppose, right? So my intent is to show people my lessons so you guys can see when I master them later, that this is a situation that he will overcome with me by his side and married now, and that it will resolve in some level. So it's meant to show people that we can overcome this stuff and manifest something better and fix this stuff, like in whatever level. So I wasn't trying to horrify or shock people. I'm always cool. Like, I hope when they're looking at my Facebook, because they clearly were watching, they were watching what sites I'm on my computer, on my personal computer, not like a house computer, my personal device. They knew what kind of shit I was watching because they made a comment about it. So, okay, I guess I'm being surveilled. Alright, well, I hope they can see I'm a badass light worker now, and what they're in for. If they want to come up against me and my mission and try to come in my house and jack up my mission, you guys know how that goes. The universe is really aligned with what I'm doing here and isn't going to let a person, entity included, destroy what I'm working on, because I'm trying to build something better for humanity. And whatever level, the universe is divine, aligns with divine will. It will not align with separation. It will not. It will not align with those ego roles. It's aligned for healing and love and things like that. So I see a lot of people who have been separated from their kids. It could just custody shit normally, right? Bad fucking splits, you know, with the psychopath, love bite, and they just try to torture you by targeting your children. It's no other reason. That's his kryptonite, right? They try to, the dark will, when you're going through that third dimensional experience, if you're being targeted in that aspect. And what gets you targeted? Non-compliance, having a different type of aura, things like that will light up their radar. If you are targeted, they will hone in on your weaknesses, right? These are entities, not humans doing this too. They will hone in on your weaknesses. That's his kryptonite, his kid. That is something that they can go after that will hurt him deeply, change his vibration, and throw him off what he is doing in whatever regard. But it's amazing to me when I talk about this stuff, or he does, the amount of people that come find me and tell me they're being affected by these systems, whether it's I can't see my kid is vaccine injured. Like, you wouldn't believe the testimonies and personal experiences that I hear about that are people being really affected by these systems, but you wouldn't believe the amount of people that I've worked with in that situation on healing where they got their kids back when it was an impossible situation and they were banned from seeing them or whatever. So this is karmic situations that are set to resolve, that we are sending. We need to let go of any karma on this planet, not just on an individual level, on a collective level, that this stuff has to be resolved. Your dreams are being completely rewired, your astral experiences. And I always say things with Ascension have to play out in the other realms before they occur here. So I'm seeing huge changes in the astral and the dream realms. I wish that they didn't throw off my sleep last night. I didn't sleep good, so I didn't get a lot of information. Fucking another wasted night. I only have one night a night. Alright, so, but it's changing around us. I'm going to do some more digging around. Unfortunately, dream situations are not ideal until Saturday again, till like Sunday. So sometimes the new moons or full moons can throw off our REM cycles. And we have a lot of solar energy too, so you guys might be waking up more, just not dreaming, not having as good a sleep, whatever it is. But I've been doing a lot of exploring with the subconscious, like a lot of work with it. The past couple of weeks, it is changing. The way that we're dreaming is changing our entire subconscious programming right now. And maybe those cops needed to fucking collide with me and be told to wake up too, right? Wake up! Don't go home feeling like a hero. Do you see the situation outside of your laws? Like, outside of you saying this is our job and it's okay. Do you see the big picture? So, I noticed they did not mention resisting arrest, because they sure as fuck were mentioning that here, because they knew that they were on camera. And even though they said they lost their footage, that I had footage of it, and it didn't really look so hot for them with no warrant. So our dream state's changing. Our subconscious programming is, we're going to purge out any control dramas. So I see my husband's going through that too. Solar plexus cleansing in progress, where that would be a control drama type of situation. And our solar plexus is being cleansed. You guys might have more stomach problems with this energy. It stores emotions, but it affects your digestion. If you guys were ever an empath and you would feel sick from the matrix, I used to get a lot of nausea when I reached toxic levels of heavy metals. I had a lot of nausea. I was going to the doctor and they were giving me the anti-nausea pills, and they were getting sick of giving them to me too. And they were doing a lot of tests on me. Yeah, low frequency energy, not good for your body when you're absorbing a lot of toxic emotions from other people or whatever. So a lot of empaths going through here had some type of stomach issues. It could be serious, like Crohn's disease or something like that. It could just be nausea, not feeling good around low frequencies, throwing up, getting sick often, things like that. So we're going through this solar plexus cleansing. You could have stomach issues as, you know, this energy is hitting that chakra and flushing any toxins out of your body. I lost the comments. I'm finishing my weed. I'm not going live today. You know what's so awesome? I was going to do a video call with my buddy from Australia that I like to touch base with. I like to keep him connected to the grid. I like to keep some people around me. And so I was going to do like a video call, and he messaged me this morning, and he says that he got the telepathic message that I'm not going to do it today. I'm getting really tuned in telepathically. So what is happening? This energy is really good for telepathy. And if you guys want to know about telepathy, if you're thinking of someone, they can tell. Their body will pick up on those vibrations. So you ever like just think of your friend and they call you on the phone, or you think of someone and they message you and come find you or something like that. We're very telepathically tuned in. We're not meant to be using words like that. We're meant to be like, you know, absorbing feeling and vibrations and things like that. We're going to become better and better receivers. So when I'm trying to summon someone, I can just think of them and they'll be able to tell that I'm connecting with their energy and they'll come find me on my feed. Or I do that with my healing too, that if I want someone, I'll summon them. I won't just message them, I'll make them come find me. I'll think of them and they'll get that message and they'll come find me. And some people are more telepathically tuned in than others, so I can just think of them and they'll come run to me. Some people it might take a couple days. I swear. So if you guys want to, you know, I could do that anyways. I was kind of cut off the grid too, going through my 3D darkness experience, right? And I could always, my sister could always tell, like when I just got banned on Facebook, she messaged to say, are you okay? She could feel I went off grid. And same with Mike too, that it doesn't matter if I'm not talking to him, I can just send him telepathic messages and I'm really, really connected to him like no one else. And he can really tell when I'm thinking of him. I can see my aura real crazy too, because I'm staring at the screen. So, you know, people can tell if you're thinking of them. That you can just think of someone and they'll be able to tell you're thinking about them. So we're becoming more telepathically tuned in. You can tell because you're picking up feelings and emotions from other people and sometimes thoughts and what they're thinking about. I'm not so good at, I told P that I can't read his mind. That's not one of my abilities. So, but I told him that me and Mike used to play this game. It's like my favorite game to play with him. Hold on. My weed, right? We used to play this game where I would think of something and he would guess, trying to think of what I'm thinking of, and every time he could tell what I'm thinking of, that he really can read your mind. People have different abilities that we're learning, different things we're good at, you know, different experiences brought out different abilities. Humanity is going to be able to do crazy things too as these frequencies continue to go up. Think about in a year how high vibe this planet will be. And, you know, our abilities are just starting to come out since we're starseeds, and low frequencies are bad for psychic abilities and things like that. I was in your dream last night. Yep, I come visit a lot of you guys. I connect with you guys deeply. I don't even know if people are aware of that, about how loved you guys all are by me and how I connect deeply with a lot of you guys. I know I stay in my own little world, but I do connect with so many people around us in their dreams and experiences, and I hear about it and I remember a lot of these encounters. The universe has sent so much help for us to do this ascension, and sometimes I know that you can feel like, you know, you're going through cop experiences alone, but it's important to realize the entire universe is always around you, guiding you and assisting you, and you have so many angels around you in the unseen that are doing this work that you probably don't even notice, that are helping, sending healing energy, love, things like that. We are not alone. We're realizing how connected we are. Yes, more oils. I said someone was nauseous. More oils, please. I put like 5 or 6 in my bath every night. I have a little bath concoction. I like lavender, chamomile, rose oil, frankincense, and I put in like 10 drops of each of those. I put in like 2 drops of the Palo Santo, and then I put in a couple more things. And so I'm always using different oils. They're really good for you. You know, anything like chamomile, lavender can be considered like a drug too, where it will really help calm you down. So, you know, the cops came, I did my bath, and I have my chamomile tea at night. So I was feeling more crazy yesterday, and when I had my 2 cups of chamomile tea and honey, it just completely just calms you, right? I put that vitamin list out too. I had to go look up each vitamin and what they do, because too many people are asking me on the comments, and so I look it up. But as it pertains to Ascension, and a lot of those vitamins are just so good for every chakra. You take those vitamins and you can worry less about, you know, dealing with old shit, and more about just, it will pull all that garbage and emotions out of your body, and you're not going to logically process this stuff. That every experience you went through, you stored those emotions in your body, and here's where we pull them out and purify. So those vitamins will really help. Make sure you're taking more vitamins. I had to take a ton of vitamin B just to go on feed today. I wasn't looking forward to explaining the cop situation on Facebook. I was like, oh, that lady doing videos about me in Francisco. I can't wait till she starts talking about that too, right? You know it's coming. You know it's coming too, right? Everyone will just be like, she went crazy again. It's all the weed, I think. And this is why everyone starts talking about me and saying I went off the deep end again and all this crazy stuff, and I'm just sitting over here like, okay, can I get back to my healing work now? Can I get back to real life? So I wasn't looking forward to going on. This lady is, if you go to our Are You Paying Attention anonymous community page on here, it's like a business page, Are You Paying Attention? There are several anonymous clips that I've been observing that were sent to this person. You can go check out our anonymous page. I made Francisco an admin on there too. I anonymous trained him, and he's like the most badass anonymous around us now, which is awesome because, you know, we had to get rid of several of our anonymous admins, so it's just like perfect, right? I was like, yes! So I know you guys think that the universe might not be aligned with this stuff, because that's what a lot of people are saying on video, that anonymous must be a dark concept, and it's evil, and it's all about control. We don't forgive, we don't forget. But to me, it's about standing up for humanity. And it's dangerous, and some people want to be anonymous, some people want to wear that mask. They don't want their whole life broadcasted on live feed like me, because you see everything that comes along with that. So some people like want to hide behind that mask and help expose what's happening here. Look at WikiLeaks. Look at how much hacker shit got uploaded about the government that would influence the elections and how things turned out. It helped wake people up. So we see that there's a lot of people that are in government jobs. How about when Harvey happened and it got leaked out, the government documents that showed that they were geoengineering the energy in those areas, the weather in those areas, and that they had just shot chemicals into those areas right when that right before that hurricane hit, like the same day. And so, you know, these are people that are working in these government jobs that are like seeing this stuff, right? That paperwork hits someone in the government's desk and they're not okay with what is happening and how technology is being used. You need to understand that they really use technology for dark purposes. Look at the technology we have. What kind of technology do we have? Well, we have computers, right? We have a lot of medical technology. It's not being used to heal people or to treat these things. It's being used to pretty much experiment on people and things like that. So a lot of the technology that we have is really being used for war, negative purposes, fighting, things like that, weapons. Yup, screaming about me on feed. I have that happen a lot, that when I look at it like I was just moving timelines. The universe moving me along, right? And, you know, I felt like people were listening to, there were posts put on the wall about me and Vanessa that were lies about Vanessa, but it was clearly just to, like, make me look bad hanging out with her. And I got real mad about it, because, like, I don't like when people attack my friends. But people were listening to this stuff, and at first, this was like a year ago going through these lessons. At first I would be upset, like that person's my friend and they're listening to this stuff. I would probably feel like I should go chase them. Now, I figure that if people are listening to this and their third eye is that closed, then I probably just don't want them around me either. Anyway, it happens. I feel that, you know, people use these experiences to connect with other people's energy. It's a lot of what happens with him too. They try to use what's going on to connect with his energy. So I'm smoking hella weed. I'm gonna chill. I think I'm gonna do some grid work. I got some stuff in the mail for my pyramid. I didn't open it yet. I'm real excited about that. I got my Stonehenge gear. I got like serious hiking boots and a coat. A different coat to wear there. So I got my Stonehenge stuff. The cops were not good for my cold I have going on too. I have a cold. P gave me a cold. It wasn't so great for that. So I'm kind of chilling. I'm not going to do my real feed today. I'm going to do that tomorrow. I was just feeling like that from this solar energy anyway yesterday. It has nothing to do with anything going on. So, not remembering your dreams. We are magic. Our words are magic. Our intent is magic. We can do anything that we want here, and we're going to become powerful co-creators at some point. Use crystals. Tell the crystals to bring your dreams back. You can talk to them. They're living. They're conscious. They will help you. So put clear crystals around your bed. Maybe grid your bed. I sleep with an entire row of selenite on the headboard of our bed. And I put the big sticks under my bed too. I found that when I don't sleep with the selenite, like I had it in the pyramid recharging last week, that I slept real bad without it. It will help you sleep better. I do Reiki tea. I like to Reiki my food. You know that prayer will raise the vibration of your food. Any type of prayer, right? 10 energy. So I like to do Reiki tea and I just call it astral tea, and I drink some chamomile tea, aka astral tea. Make some tea with the intent for it to help you like lucid dream. I tell my subconscious that I want to have lucid or astral experiences before I go to sleep too, just so I'm real clear about it. I've been practicing meditating and almost falling asleep so I can pop out of my body lately, because I'm not someone who can, while I'm awake, astral travel. I have crazy experiences, but I'm always asleep when I'm having them, so you know you're not going to remember your experiences that good. So I'm practicing going into meditation, you know, relaxing the body, not moving, and when I'm in that void space and about to fall asleep, trying to pop out of my body too every time I'm going to sleep. When I wake up in the middle of the night, I do that. It worked really good during the middle of the week. Like, it put me in a crazy lucid dream where I've never been so lucid in my dream, with so much like control over my environment and where I was and who I was going to visit and talk to. So I was really lucid when I was doing that. We just fall asleep and it puts us in that different type of sleep state. So I'm practicing with this. I said I used to be really good. I used to be really good at it. I used to, when I was a weird teenager, and I remember reading a bunch of, I was really into psychology. It was what my path was going to be, but then I found out, you know, psychiatrists are poisoning humans. So, but I'm real into it. So I was doing a lot of dream work as a teenager, and it was something that I practiced at, where they'll give you exercises, like flying exercises, and you practice, and you can get really good at it. So after the cops came here yesterday, I'm doing all this trying to be lucid in my dreams, right? The universe informed me it's okay, I can just be lucid, more lucid here. That I need to come to more lucidity here. I know that we think we're just awake and that's it, but we're trying to really become lucid in this reality on every level. Like, you know, weed tea, I love it. I need some weed tea. I had weed honey in Cali, right? Weed honey for my tea. It was so awesome. I would love to learn how to make weed honey. I'm waiting for spring. It's like, I already knew this, what I was in for before I came to the United Kingdom, that I am a light worker. I've conquered my own darkness. I'm living in places of light, that I was getting called back into the darkness. And I say that in a weather sense too, that it's very dark on this island. It's real close to the equator. There's no sun right now. It's gray out every single day. I said it was a nice day, and yesterday, and I took pictures, and it was all clouds, right? It's actually a nice day out here. So it rains a lot here. You know, I remember watching movies in England when I was a kid and seeing all the fog in the movies and how crazy it was. It's kind of the programming too, that they're in that 3D programming crazy here, just like the East Coast of America, real similar. They actually have similar systems set up too, because, you know, those are English kind of legal systems they adopted in America. I did laugh at the cops when they said we could not confirm that was him emailing us. I did laugh. I just go with what the universe is guiding me to say ever. Kind of like my feeds too. I'm always channeling. It's not something I can turn off, that I'm always channeling, like all the time. Everything I'm always saying. I said sometimes the things I say to people have profound impacts on them. That, you know, because it's coming from their Akashic, it's real spiritual. So sometimes I don't understand, but the things that I'm saying to people, they get loud and clear, I guess. It's good to see Heidi. I'm trying to connect with you guys. I'm banned another week. Okay, Halloween as a birthday present. Good, I lost my weed and my husband in 1 minute yesterday. I was crying over the weed bad. I was already resolved with the husband thing. So we have really good energy for manifesting. You can really put out your intentions right now. With the new moon, you put out your intentions and you harvest whatever you're trying to manifest the next full moon. It's real easy when you learn these energy cycles. So I can always tell when I have a really good new moon, because I'm, you know, staying focused on my site and my work and when I'm doing healing. And then it really comes back to me, you know, at the full moon phase. So set your intentions this moon. What are you intending for? What are your intentions? And then one more point too, that even though the cops say they can just come in this house, I have free will energetic barriers up that say they can't, and that, you know, I thought I was a co-creator here. An aspect of consciousness having experience, so they might say we can enter your house under the crown, but I have these free will barriers up, and I'm saying no, you can't. It's my free will. So it's kind of touchy when the cops do come here in terms of free will too, with the boundaries that I've set up around my space and my life too. I love chai tea. More tea. Susan didn't get notified. I know, I'm about to get off of here. I might just hit like, I brought like a ton of weed. I might just hit some more weed and talk like 10 more minutes. If you guys have any questions, what are you going through? You guys need to turn off the fear if you're around me. I know a lot of people are like that with me. When I was doing like end time news, it wasn't ever to create fear. It was to show people what's going on here, right? I'm real into like asteroids, comets, space weather, crazy storms, right? Anything crazy going on with earthquakes, stuff like that. So I used to do news clips and people would tell me, you're waking people up in fear, you're a bad person. And that's not my intent. You guys just can't have fear when you're dealing with me at all. Like, you know, so I did see a lot of fearful like responses like, oh my god, the police, right? You guys got to turn off the fear if you're around me, because my energy, my journey is for the fearless. Trust me, I had a lot of fear purge out. With me and Vanessa going to California, coming to the UK, doing all of this. Sometimes we don't realize we have fear until you're put in a crazy situation. I was really happy to report I had zero fear. Sometimes we're getting gauged on our reactions to things. I always say when we're getting tested too. I know, I'm just smoking. The Mandela effect is happening more. I was thinking about that now anyway. This morning, I'm making jokes to myself about the whole experience I went through yesterday. And I'm like, you know what? I came from a parallel universe anyway. That on this timeline, in this reality, like, I'm lucky if I even exist in their computer systems, right? Sorry, no trace of her. I'm pretty much coming from a parallel universe to this timeline. When I came to this timeline, it was the craziest jump I've ever made with a timeline in crazy energy. Like, I can't even put it into words. I lost half of my friends. They just weren't my friends in this reality anymore. It was just different here. There were some things that were the same, right? And it was really crazy. I see Francisco just made a crazy timeline jump just like that too, where you lose half the people that were like your real good friends. It's like they don't even know you and they're not your friends anymore in this reality. You just don't vibrate the same. They might have a different frequency on a different timeline. Yeah, you're gonna become more energy sensitive to people too, right? Like, you had to read my energy too, right? Sometimes that's just how it is with people. I would always listen to everyone's words like, oh, that sounds really good. They have their life real together, right? That's where I got into trouble, with following people's empty promises, words. The things they were saying always sound so good, right? And so that was part of my problem, where maybe someone was making me sick being around them, but their words sounded really good, and I didn't equate the two. That, damn, you're hanging out with this person that's making you sick and throw up after. But their words sound real high vibe, and they're really fun. Sometimes because we're really high vibe, that it's our energy that we're feeling when we're dealing with people, right? I remember being around a few people like that, where they were telling me, it's not my energy that's so awesome, it's yours. You're just getting your own energy reflected back. It can make it harder to discern, because, you know, when we're high vibe, people are going to be high vibe around us, hopefully. It can really throw things off. Go by how people make you feel. I'm done with the knowledge too. They tell you, famous reptile elite tactics, you need knowledge. Knowledge is power. How about love and compassion is power? These people act like they have so much knowledge. What are they doing with it? What are they doing with it? Go where you feel loved. A lot of people watch videos and they're like, oh, this person has so much knowledge. Be careful with that knowledge. Go for the love. Go for where people make you feel good. Where you can be yourself around people, right? Find people that you can vibe with, you can be yourself, you can tell anyone. When you meet someone karmic, you're going to have anxiety when you meet them. Yeah, you think it's love and butterflies, right? But if you have those butterflies, that anxiety around someone when you first meet them, that's a bad red flag right there. Anxious energy, right? You could think you're feeling it from the other person, whatever. It's a red flag. When you're around a soulmate, like, I've met so many amazing people doing this healing journey. Like, met them on Facebook and gone and connected with them off of Facebook. Like, you wouldn't even believe the amount of people this year. I'm going to meet some new people at Stonehenge again, and I'm real excited. People that were around in our groups that we've been vibing with. And, you know, like, when I met Vanessa, I could just tell her my entire anything. Anything I'm going through. right? And I could just open up to her real easy. Same with Desiree, right? We just have this soul connection. We need to understand that energy and love never dies. It's probably why I feel so much love for the people around me. That, you know, that's a love that's been going on from past lives. That when I was in past lives, I had a similar mission where I help our soul group behind the scenes a lot of the time. So I'm very involved with our whole soul group. And I know that love is, you know, a lot from past lives too. So you can just meet people and you can just talk to them, open up to them about spiritual stuff. When you try to do the same with people that are asleep or dealing with karma or our karma to you, you just can't even really talk to them about a lot of things. You should never feel alone. Oh my God, if you could feel the energy around us, I have a hard time with it. I don't like cops in my space. You guys know that I am weird about how I even respond to people, and I hide out a lot, and I like to just keep my energy a certain way, but it's very hard for me. Like when I was around those cops, I was feeling so much of their anxiety and adrenaline that I was half asleep. I ate some weed chocolate yesterday. I was gonna take a nap. So I ate a bunch of weed chocolate. I ate a bunch of weed chocolate too. I was just hanging out, like doing nothing yesterday. Loving it, right? So I ate a bunch of weed chocolate. I'm so calm and like ready for a nap and half asleep that when they came in this house, their adrenaline was so crazy that I had that adrenaline running through my body that was not my own for like 4 hours. It felt so crazy and it woke me right up. It was like, okay, I'm tired. I'm complaining I'm tired all day to my friends and I'm gonna take a nap probably. And then it just put me in like such a state of like higher awareness, lucidity. Like it was just so crazy. So crazy. There's a lot of people going through low vibe toxic. You want to talk about low vibe and toxic people? Look at the cops coming to my house. There's a lot of people that are going through experiences like that where they're drawing low frequency experiences to them, toxic situations. And like I said, people do it with their mind. You know, we got indoctrinated to think we're powerless, our lives suck. Everything sucks, right? This is how we got indoctrinated, that just when you go through the school systems and, you know, by the time you're programmed, it's how all of humanity was programmed in that state of separateness, limitless, powerless. People believe that they are powerless against these systems. They have the world armies. Who are we? Well, we have the entire universe aligned with us who actually creates all of these experiences. So that is powerful. We have that energy around us all the time. People seek to know God. It's a concept I'm real into, right? Knowing the universe. Well, I used to be on that path to find God, and it led me to consciousness and enlightenment and energy. That I only find energy when I try to seek that, right? It's more of an energy. It is an energy that can communicate through me, that is within me, is within all life on this planet, and has the final override in all of our lessons. Doesn't matter what we do with our free will. There is this universe that is in control of everything. It doesn't matter how much we try to step off our path, go the wrong way, we will get blocked and rerouted and things like that. This is an energy that is all around us. When these storms hit, it's probably as close to God as you'll get with this energy filling our bodies right now. Like I always bring up the meme about the fish looking for God, saying that us looking for God is like the fish in the water looking for God when God is the water all around us. We're just getting to a high enough vibration where we can feel and notice this stuff around us, and we're starting to take it in for ourselves though. Your birthday got hijacked, Cheryl. I know they're trying to jack up its Christmas, they said. Yeah, well, we're not Christian, and you can't ruin my Christmas over here. I said I don't want a tree, maybe next year. I have concern over all the trees being cut down for Christmas too. You know me, how I am with holidays. I'm like the anti-calendar holiday girl, right? So, we'll have the solstice and then their blood sacrifice Christmas on the 25th. They can't jack up my Christmas over here. It's cool. Yep, you can't violate free will either. They say that the crown says they can. It's very bad, those officers that came in my house, because I said that they can't with my free will, and I set up really good barriers, so they were real weird around my door. If you didn't notice on the video where they were trying not to come in the house and trying to act like they didn't. So, we need to realize this is a place of free will. We can use our free will to further our mission objectives in situations like that. The best thing that you can do to deal with that is use your free will to get the results you want, like I did. Used my free will to say, send me my husband back now. It's not allowed. Oh my god, sending love to South Africa. Hi, Heather. How do I stay high vibe? My energy was great all day. I don't know if people realize that I was vibing real high yesterday. Every day I just try to put my frequency through the roof. When I wake up, I just try to set my vibe before I'm around people. Whether I'm chilling, listening to music, smoking weed, whatever. I try to set my vibrational frequency before I deal with people like that. Like I said, I also have a crazy energy, so I was screaming real loud on purpose because I have kind of a crazy energy. You had to stay high vibe. Those police officers are like a parasite. They'll come into your house. And then all they can do to you is make you think negative thoughts so that you destroy yourself. It's all a negative entity. Anyone's service to self is a negative entity too. We'll just go ahead and say that. We get polarized that way. So all that they can do is influence our own thinking. So he can go ahead and he can come home and he can think, oh, I'll probably go to jail over Christmas like they said. And he can create that. They can't do it to us. That's the thing. They think that they act like they have this power, but he'll create it and they could put him in jail. But if he would just reverse that and think they can't do shit to me, I'm not doing anything wrong, then that would play out too. We have infinite possibilities. So a lot of this stems on what kind of thoughts we're having about the situation and our perspective on it too. You can choose to be high vibe. It was cool. I'm real cool. I made the dog feel better. The dog could tell. The dog could tell. I fed the dog. I made the dog feel better. I got this. I was hanging out with the dog. Nicola's going to court too. Perfect. We're doing a karma cleansing too. This could be equated to karma. You know that, right? Old karma surfacing. Make sure you're doing a nice karma cleansing. I got that covered. I always have this whole house in the violet flame. But it's good to do some type of karma cleansing. Use the violet flame more. Make sure you're forgiving anyone involved in the situation. Infinite possibilities. And like I said, I can't do other people's lessons for them. It really is going to come down to what anyone else is thinking. I don't have any power over that. I can go ahead and advise people as a psychic and someone who can see outcomes based on people's actions and the moves they make. But I can't do people's lessons for them ever. I can only give people advice or guidance on what to do. Nicole is getting things done, like Christmas, birthdays, taking control of her life. I love seeing empowered people around me that are making their lives amazing. I'm going to do her Isis Reiki this week too. She's going to send me the book and I'm going to try to scan it or something. I'm excited about that. She's like me. She's always doing healing classes and trying to work on herself. So that'll be good. I'll do that this week. We have Mercury going direct. It will clear up any miscommunication issues. Also, that fits perfectly with Mercury retrograde because it's his ex-baby mama drama coming back. Mercury retrograde. Your ex might come back. So Mercury is moving direct. It will be moving forward. Hopefully you'll be moving forward with less karma, less baggage, less debris, and things like that. It was really supposed to clear up a lot of past circumstances for us. Court on Valentine's Day. Perfect. So many people, see, this is good. So many people have court around here. Make sure that you're determining your outcome, as in they're full of shit and assholes and they can't touch you without your consent or you thinking it up, you dreaming it up. They can only influence what you're thinking. So we know that we're ascending, we should be karma free, and that this stuff will clear though. It'll be good for him to go to court too, and you guys too, because then you guys can clear this stuff up and get rid of it. So, people going to court, perfect. Start thinking positive, that you're going to go and you're just going to clear it up. It's going to go better than you think, too. That's how it really will go. That it'll go better than you think. You'll go to court, you'll clear it up and be done with their bullshit. There you go. Things tying you to the third dimension that you're getting rid of. So, look at it like a good thing that you're going to go clear this stuff up. We know that it's December and we're clearing up old baggage. Dead energy, things not working, things tying us down, taking back our power. That's the way that you'll take back your power too. They use these courts to access people's energy. It takes not just hella cash to run these systems, it takes hella energy. It's what woke me up. Figuring out that humanity is being used less for hella cash and more like batteries for these systems in whatever regard. It was part of my awakening process and realizing that. and how things operate here. So they need hella energy too. When they go ahead and they summon you to their courts, they're going to be able to connect to your energy. It's very draining, right? When you go through negative events, something stressful, it tends to be very draining on your energy, right? When you're going through their bullshit because it's stressful. Yeah, you got this. You got this. Just say no. It's against my... Make sure you use words like free will if they talk to you in court. I'm not even joking. That is the most effective thing you can do. I was I was like, oh my god, I forgot to mention free will. Like, I forgot to mention free will, talking to the fucking sergeant of the fucking police, the guy in charge of the police force too. I forgot to mention it, but make sure you guys mention free will. I had trained him so good though, that when he went to the police station, I knew that he had it to mention free will though, hopefully. Because I keep going over this stuff. That is how we're going to do this with our free will. It is how they're enslaving people with free will. That's how they're even running these systems. So it will be their undoing too. So we're going to resolve this stuff and we're going to move into the new year a lot lighter. So this court stuff will be good. Anyone having court in December. This is like any country. Anyone having court in December, it will clear up and be a good thing. Don't look at it like bad. Take back your free will. Not today, Satan. You're in control of your life and what you're creating. Don't let them think negative thoughts. They're like a parasite. Like I said, they come interact with you, send you a court notice, come to your house, that you'll just think negative thoughts, just like any other entity, right? It's just then you'll think negative thoughts about your own stuff and what's going on. Don't do it. Hi, Holly. I'm getting off of here. I'm just smoking and chilling. I'm gonna chill today and come back to work tomorrow. I did have a video call I was gonna do this morning, and I'm glad I have tuned in people around me. He's like, my guide said that you're not doing our reading today. I send this kid telepathic messages a lot. So I was like, that's good. My guides have canceled my appointments for today. I didn't even have to do it. So... just because it is your job to go serve someone with they didn't have a court order, never mind. They were trying to say they were just doing their job and serving someone with an arrest warrant, but they didn't have one. They didn't need papers. But, I mean, you have to look at the big picture. I don't care if you're doing it for a paycheck. Is it right with what you're doing? A lot of people go to wars and they get PTSD because their soul understands it's not right. The things that they were used to do by these systems. So a lot of people just say, you know, I'm taking care of my family. Some of my family included in the military still. I'm just taking care of my family. I'm doing what I have to. It's just a paycheck. But you know what? Take a step back and look at your life. If you guys are doing unethical things that go against your code of morals and your code of standards, even if they're in compliance with the law, it's time where we say this stuff isn't right on whatever level. It's gonna happen. So not only did I send magic to fucking wake up the cops that were in my house. Yeah, you want to violate my free will barriers, I'm allowed to. So hopefully by the time they go to court, all those cops will be woke as fuck after colliding with me and me sending them Reiki yesterday. And I was already channeling on this about what happens when the police and military wake up yesterday. Fits with my theme. So I'm going to start sending out some major Reiki to wake up the cops on this planet, all of them. If you work for these systems, it's time that you wake up on whatever level. This is your wake-up call. So I was sending out a lot of energy with my intent to wake up law enforcement officers worldwide. So I'm going to keep doing that. Time for them to wake up. They're already waking up now. I said that on my feed yesterday. It fits in with the theme, right? That these cops are waking up. That guy was looking at anywhere but me. The ceiling, the floor, the wall. When I was talking to him. Telling him to wake up. Will not make eye contact. Entity red flags. Oh, yeah. I'm like, and you know, my energy makes people real uncomfortable that are sleeping or have their own garbage and just colliding with me. Like, ask my husband, it will bring anything unhealed to the surface, like, real fast. That if you collide with my energy, it can have crazy effects, right? That's why I prefer to be around healed people. Time to wake up. We're gonna wake up the military and the world armies. That's how this will play out. Humanity awakens, everyone. Yeah, the sleeping relatives that are toxic, they will wake up in their own timing. But this is happening in waves. The light workers will wake up first. We know the light workers are awakening first in this whole process right now. don't think some of those light workers aren't asleep cops. Like P's mom said. Do you think that's part of the problem? That these people are starseeds on a mission and they have no idea and can't remember it and they're lost here and they just have no clue where they are and they're from another planet? And some of these people might be politicians. I was like, yep. Yep. So, I'm back to work already, even though I don't look like it. I was like, I will go smooth over the cop drama. I will be videoing anything crazy that happens in my life, though. Preferably live. I would prefer to be smoking, me and Sherry filming us smoking at the Rocks, though, when we go at the end of the month, instead of cop drama, but I'm still gonna film it. I like to try to film my life. I love that they didn't know they were being filmed because I was at the top of the stairs and they had no idea with their little fucked interaction at the door. And then when they knew I was recording, they were like, holy shit. Yeah, I'm like, I'm recording you. And real obvious because I had their whole interaction that they lost on video, on film, and they don't like that. They want to do their work in the dark, right? When they're doing dark work, they want to do it in the dark. They don't want people seeing it on YouTube. They hate those cops shooting people videos on YouTube. But we live in a day and age where everyone has a camera and can just grab their camera, right? So we're seeing more of this stuff being videoed and put online and things like that with these crazy interactions. And they really don't like that when you're videoing them. They want to keep what they're doing in the dark. They want to talk to you however they want. You know why I said too why they wanted him to go to the police station and not just take his email? That if he's emailing them back and forth, he has a record of their conversations. So when he's emailing the cops dealing with him, that he has a record of every interaction. They want to take him to the police station so they can say what they want to him, and they don't have to record it. They don't have the recording, and they can go talk to him however they really want to talk to him, and not have it documented in a paper trail of what they're doing too. It's kind of crazy. So, we need to wake up, us. This is our wake-up call, too. That we need to come to more lucidity and see what's going on around here a little bit more. We're always expanding our perception with everything going on around us, and this ascension is hard. Mike always reminds me of that when I cry about it, right? That this ascension is hard. I knew that when I got here, what I was in for this. You wouldn't believe the healing I've had to do and the heavy fucking emotions that come with it. And I know what I'm in for. And this is not time for us to be crying about anything going on in our lives. This is where we're supposed to rise into our power and kind of figure out what's going on here and better solutions for what we're creating in whatever regard. I was real prepared for it. The universe knows I hate change and had me so prepared like 2 months ago. I just knew it was coming anyway. Hi, Vanessa. Vanessa saw it with me. She'll tell you. She'll confirm. Psychic skills on point. We already saw it all play out. We were like, how long till this happens? We were taking bets in our admin chat. So, yeah. Military training is badass this day and age. Some of those military people are woke as fuck because they've had tours of these systems. They've seen how they operate. We need to remember that. They don't like when people know the laws around here. That's why they don't teach us our rights, because if they keep us retarded that we thinking we have no rights and the cops can do whatever they want to people, then they like it like that. So, you know, they don't like people with legal expertise either, I found. Hey, I used to manifest crazy stuff too, like that. I used to manifest crazy stuff like that too, going through my third dimensional experience. You know, when you think you're powerless, you tend to manifest that kind of stuff, so, you know, hey, whatever. I helped Francisco. He was dealing with darkness last week too, and I'll rise up and play hero. Light worker and come assist, right? Come play assist. If I have time, I will gladly help anyone that needs me. So, you know, I was glad to be here to assist. I'll help anyone if they want to fight, if they're conquering darkness and fighting it still, I'm down. I'm not like most people that are afraid of darkness and have all this fear. I know that he might be manifesting his fears, but they're not mine. So, you know, whatever. We're going to get called to be helping other people clear their garbage too. Most of humanity is karmically entangled and recreating the same things, and their path has been laid out probably till the end of the cycle. Their karma has been planned out based on their actions of this cycle. So it's really important to understand that we're going to be assisting people with all sorts of healing issues, entity problems. Yeah, I never dealt with so many entity issues the past 48 hours. Like, clearing cops entity is great, right? You guys know I hate that. So I was dealing with a lot of entity problems the past 48 hours, dealing with that encounter too, because I'm a healer and I will take those things on and clear them, as you know. So that was a lot of fun. So we're going to be helping other people. People have attachments, addictions, problems, darkness, you know, all sorts of issues that as light workers we're being called to help with in whatever regard. So people have to be not afraid of darkness, because you guys, once you heal yourselves, you will be asked to assist others in whatever regard. The universe will lead people to you that you can help. Alright, I'm getting off of here. I'm sending crazy love. They do not teach us our rights. They tell us we have none. They tell us we have none. So we know that's not true, that this is, forget the government for a minute. We're consciousness experiencing itself. This is a dream state. You have your own universe. The cops just entered mine. And you're in control of that entire reality in every regard. Like I said, you can override your lessons using your free will and things like that. So this was a good experience because I get to put my spiritual abilities to use too. Look at it like we're in a light worker training facility, and sometimes your lessons might not make sense, but they're helping us, you know, reach our potential in whatever regard. So I got to practice my light worker abilities too. I got to do a nice cleansing of the house after. I removed a couple entities from people that were experiencing the same situation with me. So, you know, I get to put my gifts to use. I wanted to be of more assistance and to be making more change in whatever regard. We need to remember that every lesson going on here is going to, on some level, take us out of that 3D control fear programming and put us into 5D, which is love and abundance and, you know, needing no rulers, right? Needing no one to govern us and things like that. So in whatever regard, trust your path and your place and your lessons. If you're dealing with court stuff, you're a light worker. You're needed to be inserted into these systems and into these places. I'm a system buster too, and when I was going through my third dimensional experience, I was inserted in a lot of crazy places too. I had a really good tour of these systems and how they operate. So a lot of times we have to be able to see these courts. We have to be able to see these courts and this stuff so we can see how it operates, because ultimately we're going to be the ones to dismantle it as a program and what's running. So trust your path. You know, I mean, my husband is someone with a lot of military training. He did 7 years in the special forces here, and he has a lot of legal expertise. So if the universe is using him to be in the middle of these courts with their drama in whatever regard, it's needed for humanity during this time. So I noticed that a lot of light workers get pulled into their systems, kind of like a web, tangling you up karmically. You know what it is. It's hard to get out of their little web. But we're needed in this regard. In whatever way this is going to come together for humanity, with people awakening and seeing what's going on around here. Trust your path, trust your place. You don't get lessons by random. You're getting whatever you're thinking about all day long. So if he was thinking about the cops arresting him all day long, there you go, he manifested it. You can go ahead and change your thought patterns and your thought process about whatever situation you're going through, and that is alchemy. That is to take a negative situation and to make it positive. So it's really important that we're alchemizing anything around here. The governments and the courts, they got involved for a bad divorce, and they have an opportunity to alchemize things here, right? For the people, they could be making things better. They could be taking a negative situation like that and doing their job and making it better. But in my world and from my perspective, they're making things a lot worse. So I'm about alchemy. I'm about taking negative situations, negative energy, making it positive, transmutation, and things like that. So if you're going through a situation like that, it's very important that you alchemize your thoughts and your mind and anything you're thinking about the situation that will transform whatever timeline you're gonna land on. We're gonna draw whatever we're thinking about to us. So he's probably thinking about the cops said they're going to put him in jail over Christmas, and he's going to probably attract that and draw it to him. But the best thing to do would be to think about the outcome that you want and to stand in your power and to take power and control over the situation in whatever regard. We are not powerless to the things we're creating. We're doing it with our thinking patterns and whatever vibrations we're putting out all day long. So this is something that we had to work at mastering, and we're going to continue to get crazy experiences until we do master these things. You'll just get the same lesson over and over and until you complete it. So, you know, sometimes I look at my husband's lessons and it seems like he's getting the same lesson over and over, but I know that will happen until you master that lesson. You can't move on. That's how it was in my path. I was in the same lesson for like 10 years until I got off the garbage pharmaceuticals, that it kept me stuck on my path, creating the same thing kind of on a loop and the same lessons, right? It would be like same circumstances, different circumstances, same lesson. So we can really, you know, clear up these lessons, unresolved karma and things like that. And we're going to continue to be given opportunities until we can learn to do that within ourselves. I'm going to let you guys go on that note. I'll be back for my regular live tomorrow. We're getting hit with a lot of unstable energy that is affecting the core of the earth today. It's electromagnetic frequency, aka the earth's aura. It's affecting our auras too, so you guys might feel a little more open, like you're feeling things more deeply, feeling the energy crazier. Make sure you drink a ton of water. I've already been really thirsty today, just waking up. Just make sure that you're drinking more water today. It will really help with these energies. They can be really intense. They can bring up a lot of emotions. You could be feeling anxiety. A lot of people will go to emergency rooms with symptoms thinking they're having heart attacks or panic attacks and things like that, because it really brings out anxiety and heart chakra issues. Take more salt baths, because we are doing a cleansing of the solar plexus, which really affects our aura, our dream connection, and things like that. So take more salt baths with this energy until Saturday. It's going to be real intense fire energy. It'll really help with clearing that chakra and helping with these upgrades too. That isn't a chakra we generally work on. If you guys have any liver problems, I'm trying to think, like hepatitis, cirrhosis, just bad liver, any type of liver problems, this is a good chance to heal it. We know chlorella is really good for the liver, that it will help with your connection to the etheric. It'll pull all the toxins out of your liver, and it will strengthen your connection to the etheric and things like that. So if you guys have liver issues, make sure that you're using this energy to heal them. More salt baths, more chlorella, things like that. I'll let you go. Love and light. Oh yeah, and I can't wait to see these feeds of, you know, Francisco's biggest fan hater talking about my husband getting arrested like they're on UK cops on live feed. I can't wait to see that. But don't believe everything everyone is telling you about my life, because, you know, everything they're probably getting off of my feeds like you guys. I like to put my life out there, and I know a lot of people like to take my experiences and say that I'm fucking up in some way, right? That I shouldn't have left my last boyfriend, that I should go back, and they have so much to say about my relationship and my experiences and my mission, that my mission sucks and I'm off it for like a year, and like all this crazy stuff. But if I have something to say, I will put it out there on video. I'm doing amazing. This stuff is needed. I'm hoping this stuff blows up like a grenade, like a bomb. If you know me, usually I get put in crazy situations and I have a tendency to make them explode like a bomb. Energy nuclear reaction. So this stuff is needed. I'm hoping it does blow up like a bomb here, because it needs to resolve one way or another. And there won't be a resolution until my husband can just get visits with his kid like normal people. So this is needed. I'm doing amazing. I'm doing my little UK adventure, building my fairy tale life here in the same place. It would take way more than a couple dark worker cops to come jack up my mission and what I'm doing here for humanity. It just won't happen. So I'm amazing. I'm doing good. I wasn't trying to put fear out there with the video. I'm just trying to put my lessons and experiences out there, because I know one day when I accomplish this mission objective that I'm working on with this situation, that it will inspire people. So a lot of people are probably watching terrified and like, oh my god, but you know, ultimately in the end, I know with my experience that it will end up inspiring people that have impossible situations regarding their children, these systems, legal problems, things like that. So I'm gonna let you guys go. Love and light.